What makes you the angriest? My sister called me crying, telling me she's suicidal because our mother pressured her into an abortion. After hours of consoling her and being supportive, I hang up the phone and immediately call my mother to give her a piece of my mind. She responds, "What are you talking about? Your sister is right here, and she's still pregnant. Here, you talk to her." She responds, "I just wanted to know what you would say. Sounds like your sister isn't mature enough to be a mother. I am pro-life, but your sister might want that abortion." The rape or molestation of a child. Well, I was going to say slow internet speeds, but I guess that really puts things into perspective. I was about to say people that drive 50 in a 60 zone, but after reading this I think I need to rethink my attitude. My mom had stage 4 lung cancer. Before she passed, I spent a year and a half taking care of her. I lost track of the number of hospitals we went to, or the number of times I woke up at 5 a.m., fought traffic, etc., just to bring her to chemo, cooked for her, managed her medications and later on, her hospice needs, etc. If you've had to take care of a cancer patient, you know the drill. My dad did the same for my mom too when he wasn't overseas with his mistress. A few months after she passed, my dad tried to guilt-trip me into moving myself and my wife back to his house by saying that I haven't done anything for the family. I went ballistic and smashed up the garage. He never brought it up again. People who have speakerphone conversations in public, fuck off. Or war or whatever. I especially enjoy the people having conversations on speakerphone in public who also have the audacity to tell other people to quiet down because they are on the phone. No, the best is when they suddenly start cussing you out for listening to their private conversation. People who treat service workers like trash. Oblivious hypocrites. People who don't respect the beliefs, privacy, or property of others. Just overall hypersites overall. My sister can sometimes be one, and it makes me want to punch something. My coworker is a massive one. Everything has to be done a certain way. Yet he often forgot to follow his own beliefs or is just too lazy to do so. I try to distance myself from him at work because apparently I can't do anything right. People intentionally littering. My college roommate, the first time we drove somewhere together, threw an empty soda can out his window. But first he said, "Oh, look, a roadside trash can." And after, he exclaimed, "Nailed it." For a second or two, I believed him and looked for this trash can, not thinking he was the kind of person who would litter and laugh about it. I eventually convinced him this was not okay. You know when you are walking down the sidewalk and the sidewalk is just wide enough for 2.5 people, and then you see 2 people walking towards you in your direction, but rather than temporarily falling into a single file line, they stay walking next to each other, and you have to step off the sidewalk. Yeah, that. You step off the sidewalk for them. Just run them over. Damn right. I'm not breaking my single-person stride so you and 2 of your friends can go 3 wide at Talatka. Talking about a coworker. Just shift slightly, I'll shift slightly, and we can both go about our day. Honestly, on a daily basis, myself. Thinking of my past mistakes, my lack of engagement. I am just angry at myself for what I am not. Turn your mistakes into your lessons and focus on today. Falling down isn't the problem. It's what you do when you get back up that counts. Be happy with what you are and work on the attainable version of yourself that you want to be and try to be gentle with yourself in the process. Same. Personally, I think I'm an okay human being, but in my mind okay doesn't cut it because of the massive amount of resources it takes to keep a human alive. Rejection of universally known and proven facts. Even worse, doing that to justify your personal profits on others' shoulders. My mother-in-law doesn't believe in dinosaurs and believes the planet is only so many years old. Time is real. I am willing to die on this hill. I cannot tolerate people who don't abide by time. Time is an illusion. Lunchtime doubly so. I have an ex that had really bad ADHD, and one of their main symptoms of ADHD was time blindness. Basically, they had absolutely no concept of how much time had passed. It was non-stop having to set alarms and create alerts, or else they would literally just get distracted, not realize how much time had passed, and ultimately be late for everything. Even knowing and understanding they had a legitimate medical diagnosed issue explaining it, it never ceased to be frustrating and at times was borderline impossible to deal with. But yeah, that was the biggest contributing factor into why they are an ex. Victim mentality for everything in life. To put this in context, this does not apply when a person has been a victim of violence, crime, horrible life behavior that hurts them. There are real victims. I'm talking the people that have an excuse for why they can't move forward in life, ever, can't get their project done, can't help their kids learn or behave. We all know those folks, the ones that won't take any responsibility. When people mistreat someone I care about, especially a medical professional. A few weeks ago my husband called me in near tears BC he was in the hospital and one of the nurses was being verbally abusive towards him BC of his incontinence issues. She kept telling him how horrible it smelled and that he should be ashamed BC of how young he is. As if he chooses to have that problem. Several of the nurses up there know me very well BC of how often he has been in and out of the hospital in the past year. They saw a different side of me that night BC. I went up there and threw an absolute fit over how he was treated. Dealing with people who show no sense of responsibility or accountability. Almost got into what would have been a very bad car accident on the highway a few days ago because of my dad's reckless driving. He was going over 100 km/h and was about 30 feet from a stopped car directly in front of us and didn't notice until I yelled. Then he got mad at my mom and I said that traffic slammed into him and started yelling about how he has 30 years of driving experience. Yes, because it's the fault of hundreds of cars stopping because of traffic and not you, a single driver, for not paying attention and almost killing us and the people in the cars ahead. As an introvert, when someone says, "Why are you so quiet? Why aren't you?" Just tell them you're deep in thought. Planning their demise usually shuts them up. That's probably what they already assumed and just wanted to get a clear answer as they realized that is not fair. The lack of human empathy in society. Thank the internet. People have grown accustomed to saying whatever they feel without consequences. Empathy was a casualty of all this wonderful technology. The internet didn't make people that way. It just lets us see them be themselves. Yes, anonymity means they don't have to hide or fake it, but they don't care about anyone but themselves anyway. Slow drivers who use the left lane as a cruising lane instead of the passing lane. Yes. My God. There's an Ask Reddit about this from yesterday. Some of the offenders are completely ignorant of uniform vehicle code, but most just think they know better. A lot of, well, they are going too fast anyway, and I don't have to move for dangerous drivers. Bitch, yes you do. You're making it more dangerous by forcing them to pass you on the right. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe to the channel, and also write what angers you the most.